The idea for Casablanca Expert was born, well, for me out of necessity, but also out of passion. It was February, 13 years ago. I was, at that time, Vice President of Marketing and Sales with Macro System US. And at that time, Patrick Thomas was the president of the company, and I'd been working with him for a number of years. You may remember Eric Clure, who founded Macro System US, Macro System at the time, partnered with Jörg Sprava and his brother Hartmut Sprava, and came up with the Casablanca and marketed it and had a very successful run here in the United States, in the Americas. Eric Clure left the company. I don't honestly know if he sold the company to Jörg Sprava or what have you. I think Macro System Germany was more or less financially in charge of the company, but David Sloan was a company president. He left the company. Patrick Thomas took over, and Patrick Thomas was the president who I worked with closely for a number of years. Eric Clure came back into the company, I think in partnership with Macro System Germany, to take over the company once again. I think they weren't happy with how it was going financially, and so they wanted to downsize and change the company. And this was actually a big surprise to me and to a number of other employees who lost their job almost overnight. And I remember this was really a surprise to me. And so I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do, right? I love the product, I love the company, I love the customers. You know, I'd been with the company, I think 7.5 years at that point in time. And it was almost overnight, if not the same day. My wife was out of town visiting family at the time. And I poured my thoughts into it, and I said, you know, what I love to do is I love to teach. I love to instruct. I love to help people become more confident and more capable with their technology. And, you know, have immersed myself in Casablanca systems for the, 7, 8 years. I felt really comfortable and really confident. And I had a lot of very positive feedback from customers. You know, you really helped me learn the system. And I was doing marketing and sales, but I saw marketing and sales not just as a, sell this stuff, but turn you on to the capabilities. And so we did a lot of stuff during my tenure with schools, with consumers, where we had what we call the Casablanca classroom. At conventions, we had between 6 and 12 editors set up. And we actually did a mini classroom in some of the biggest education conferences in the country. And we also did this at WEVA, the Wedding Event Videographers Association, Video Expo. We had systems set out there where people could actually learn and play with it and go through it. And I realized that helping people realize the value, understand the potential of the system is a good way to help them see why they should purchase it and use it in their business, in their hobby, in their school, in their church or synagogue. And, the market landscape was changing. Computer systems, both from Mac and Windows, had become more advanced and much more user-friendly than they were when the original Casablanca Classic came out. So the market share for Casablanca was diminishing. So I understand Macro System Germany's interest in, let's change things up. We have to do something differently. So again, I was out of a job overnight, and I thought to myself, again, what do I love to do? I love to teach. I love to help people become more confident with their technology. And I'd heard from Casablanca end users over the years as I went to conferences and conventions and did the motorhome tour, Casablanca, around the country. I heard from so many people, we need more instruction, Chet. We need more instruction. We had Casablanca University in Boulder. I taught that before me. Bertie taught it after me. Justin Philpott was one of the teachers. And David Adame was the one, I think, who launched Casablanca University before me. People loved that, but how many people could fly to Boulder? And how many people could we accommodate? We had a beautiful room with, I think, 20 editors set up back in the day. But still, it was limited to how many people could learn the system, right? So I thought to myself, I think there's an opportunity for me here to serve the Casablanca community, to provide expert training and instruction, what people have been clamoring for, what people have been asking for, and at the same time fulfill my needs, both in terms of professional desires and fulfillment, but also in terms of income. People were willing to pay for great quality instruction, and I believe that's something that I could provide, and that was demonstrated to me. So overnight, the next day I called my wife and I told her, I think I told her that day that I was, released from my position. We went downsizing and I didn't have a job anymore after, so many days, 2 weeks notice, I think. And then I said, hey, I've got this great idea, and I think this is something that can turn into a good business for me. And she said, okay, go for it. And I did. And so I started working like the next day, developing short videos and articles and tutorials from things I had done in the past, but also developing new things. What are people hungry for? What do people want? And started developing these online articles. My vision was it would be a resource, a membership portal that people could, there's an exchange of value. You subscribe to my services, and I in turn will provide you with expert training and instruction for the Casablanca editor. And that's where it started. And so I called a couple of close friends who had been connected with the Casablanca community and shared my idea, and they said, that sounds like a cool idea, and so I started building it, did research, found an online platform, and there were a number, there's way more today, but back then there was still a number to choose from. Do you do it this way? Do you do it this way? Is it a WordPress plugin? But I chose a standalone system called SubHub. They're actually home-based in the UK. And I went with that, started building my website, paid for the domain name, subscribed to their service for a online membership portal, and started building the infrastructure for what Casablanca Expert is and was. And over the years did my webinars originally, and this was part of my agreement with Macro System to retain some of the equipment that I had for demonstration purposes, provide free public webinars, and then I also provided members webinars. And over time that morphed, and now I only do members webinars. We had the Casablanca coffee chat, which I did with a number of members. We had anywhere from like 8 to 20 members who would come together on a Monday morning for like 45 minutes. And I think it was about 8 a.m. local time. Members from Canada, around the world. Several members I got really close to and had a wonderful time. I know one of them, Daniel, who since has passed away, even joined us when he was in Paris, on vacation. And great times. And now it's morphed into, I still do the members webinars, morphed into Casablanca Chat with Chet, which are short videos anywhere between 4 and 10 minutes that I release, try to do one a week, that are little short videos in addition to the longer form videos and articles. I think there's something like 865 different articles, tutorials, recordings on the website that people can access. And then a couple years ago, I started doing online classes. The platform is Kajabi, and I'll put the link here, but it's online classes because originally I did lots of DVDs. I had a series, I think, of 14 different volumes of DVDs that I sold to help people master different elements of the Casablanca. Started with the operating systems, and then went into Arabesque, DVD authoring software. Did one on Candy Factory, 2-volume set, one on the Columbus travel map software. Because some of these are very powerful. They may be easy to use right at the start, but they get more intricate. And I wanted people to understand the full value of the software packages that Casablanca put out. And so I wanted to offer them instruction. But I think one of my hallmarks is some people don't prefer my kind of, for lack of a better word, my folksy approach. It's how I teach, it's who I am, it's authentically me. But I hear feedback from lots of people that they really, really value my my approach to teaching and learning and feel like they get a lot out of it, that I am a professional educator. And I've had a lot of professional teachers tell me, man, you're good. And so I don't do that to pat myself on the back. I do that to recognize the talent that I've been given, and I love sharing that with folks in the Casablanca community. So that's a snapshot of how Casablanca Expert launched. And then I remember, I think it was February 14th in that year, 13 years ago, that I actually launched. And I opened the doors. I had done a little bit of promotion in the meantime, sending emails to folks saying, "Hey, here's this new thing coming on. If you want to learn more about your Casablanca, here's a way you can, become even more skilled and more confident, more comfortable with your Cassie." And it was thrilling. The day that I launched, I kind of watched and saw people sign up. Bing, bing, bing. Here's this person signing up and this person signing up and this person signing up. I don't remember exactly how many people. I was like 20 or 40 people signed up that first day, and then it continued throughout the week. And that was an exciting, what we call a launch for me of the Casablanca Expert website portal. And then it was like a month later, the March get-together that Jim Meeker and his video club there in Moline put together, an annual convention of Casablanca users. And it was the first kind of public event that I went to after losing my job with the company. And it was so wonderful to have the support of so many people in the community express their support of me and their appreciation of what I have done for Casablanca and what I was doing still. I remember I was teaching a live session at the end. There's like a Q&A, and dozens and dozens of people lined up in the microphone to just express their gratitude and their appreciation, their thanks to me. I get a little bit teary. It was just so wonderful to have that affirmation that I had made a difference for people, at least with their Casablanca. So I continue on. I know I have one member in Australia. He says, "Please, Chet, don't retire anytime soon. I still need you." So it's delightful. So whether you've been a member or not, maybe you are a member and you no longer need it or find the value, you found something else. That's wonderful. I wish you all, success in your endeavors, and I look forward to being able to continue to help people be more confident, more successful, and safe with their use of technology, both Casablanca and other non-Casablanca systems. So thanks for tuning in and revisiting the beginning of the Casablanca Expert with me today.